Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and Thrunite sent me a flashlight to review for you guys today. That flashlight is the Thrunite TN4A. They also sent me another one to do a comparison test, and that is the NiteCore EA41. Both excellent flashlights that take standard AA batteries and are very high output, over 1,000 lumens. So let's take a look at those today. Now, before we get started with this review, I did want to let you guys know that there's currently a 20% off coupon available for this flashlight if you purchase it through Thrunite's Amazon page. So I'll put a link to that page in the description box. This 20% off coupon is basically good between today, when I upload this video, August the 14th of 2015, until August 21st. So it runs for 1 week. So if this is something that you're looking at and you're watching this video between that time frame, definitely take advantage of it. Okay, so let's first start off with a quick unboxing so I can show you guys how the flashlight comes and what it comes with. Now you can see it's packaged in very similar packaging to a lot of other Thrunite products. We take off our lid, we have our user's manual, which is on top here. We also get a list of other flashlights that are available by Thrunite, some really cool flashlights that are listed right here. And then below that we have our holster, and the holster is actually holding our flashlight. Now before I show you the flashlight real quick, this holster is really nice. You can see that it has a D-ring on it right here, so if you want to hang it from your gear, from maybe a carabiner, or lash it to a backpack or something else, you can use a D-ring. It also has a Velcroed flap right there, so you can put that through maybe your molly webbing or over your gear. And then it also has your standard belt loop right there. So definitely a nice holster that it comes with, a decent thickness. It feels like a pretty strong nylon. And then you have the hook and loop there. And that's where your flashlight's going to be located. We'll take our flashlight out here. And here it is. This is the Thrunite TN4A. Just a really cool flashlight, extremely powerful, a good thrower, has a lot of different modes including strobe. And this particular one is the neutral white. It is 1,050 lumens using 4 standard AA batteries. So definitely this is a flashlight that I'm going to get a lot of use out of, and it's just really nice the fact that you can get that much power out of 4 AA's, which are pretty standard. So we'll put our flashlight to the side, and then at the bottom of the packaging you can see that it comes with kind of like your little accessories bag, which has an extra cap in there, as well as a pretty nice lanyard that actually says Thrunite on it. And then the lanyard, if you want to use it, just hooks through the tail cap right here. Now you can see it actually comes pretty nice packaging. We have our desking pack right here, but it's kind of like an egg crate foam packaging, and will definitely help keep your flashlight safe when they ship it to you, so that's nice. Now before I get into the comparison, I want to do a quick review on this flashlight because I've been using it pretty extensively now for the past couple weeks. I've taken it on several trips out to the Mojave Desert where I filmed it. I've done some testing with it, and it's really turned out great. I've also used it just in the backyard so you guys can get kind of an example on the flood and the throw of this particular flashlight. But it's so far turned out to be an extremely good flashlight. And you know what? I like the design more than I thought I would. Being that this is a very short kind of snubby flashlight and it's extremely thick, I wasn't sure what I was going to think about it, but the fact that you can pretty much grip this entire flashlight in your hand and nothing else extends out, I've actually found that to be really useful. It doesn't take up any extra space sticking out of the side of your hand or anything like that, and you get a really good firm grip on it because of its size. Now I'll go over some of the specifications because, like I said, this is the neutral white version. There's also a cool white version. The neutral white version, basically it puts out on its turbo mode 1,050 lumens. It has a high mode 577 lumens, it has a medium of 138 lumens, and a low of 17 lumens. Now the max beam distance is about 311 meters, and I would say that that's pretty accurate, maybe a little bit further, but 311 meters is the advertised beam distance for this particular flashlight. Now it's worked out really well so far. It has some pretty good texturing on it. Like I said right here, it gives you a good grip in your hand. The way that the modes work are fantastic. You have one single button that's located right here, so there is no tail cap on the back. You have this one side button which activates the flashlight, and it also changes the modes just simply by holding it down. Now a double click will take you up to turbo, and a double click from turbo takes you up to strobe. So this flashlight actually does have several different modes. It has a really nice tempered glass, so you can see that it has a nice thick tempered glass to it. And like I said, it's also IPX8 waterproof. Now this does use a really nice Cree LED bulb in it. And as you'll notice that the basically there's almost like an orange peel texturing inside there, which allows for a nice wide flood. And that's one of the things that I really like about this flashlight. This flashlight is not a spotlight. Like I thought it might be. It's not a spotlight. It is a thrower, but it just gives you this huge, generous flood. I mean, especially when you compare it to the NiteCore EA41, which has more of a centralized hotspot to it. This one right here has that same hotspot and the ability to throw, but just gives you a wider beam. So just a great flashlight. Works really well. Obviously, I'm rolling in some footage so you guys can see how this thing actually works, but really nice. It has, like I said, it has 4 batteries, so it takes 4 AA's, and I'll open it up so I can show you guys. I already have the AA's in there. Roll that away. There you guys can see inside there. Okay, and then you can see that you have this cradle right here, which holds our 4 AA's. Okay, so just a really easy, nice design. It also has protection from polarity and heat. So basically what happens is if this flashlight starts to get overheated, or if the LED gets overheated to 80 degrees Celsius, it will actually drop the voltage on the flashlight to help keep it from, basically just from overheating. So dropping that voltage at 80 degrees Celsius on that LED is also going to extend the flashlight's life, so you're going to have it for a long time. Really nice flashlight. It definitely is waterproof, and I'm going to do some testing on that next. That'll be in a separate video, however. But I'm going to do basically the same testing I did on one of my other flashlights. I'm going to freeze it, and we'll see how that works. Okay, so on to the comparison. You can see we have 2 very similar looking flashlights. We have the Thrunite TN4A on the left and the NiteCore EA41 on the right. Very similar looking in style and design. The lumen output is also very similar. We have our Thrunite TN4A, which has 1050 lumens, and this flashlight which has 1020. So just a little bit more power on the Thrunite TN4A. Both take 4 AA batteries, and both are that kind of short, snubby design. But that's kind of where everything stops. So the outer shell might be similar, but that's about it for me. I found that they were extremely different when I was testing the 2 of them. Let's start off with the lenses. You can see that they both have anti-reflective lenses. The Thrunite has that orange peel on the inside of the cone, so that allows for a little bit more of a flood, and I'll show you that in the comparison video. But that orange peel allows for a little bit more flood, as well as a hot spot, given that flat center around the LED in the middle there. Whereas the NiteCore is a little bit more of a hot spot. I would say that the throw might be just a little bit longer. This one does say that it's a throw of 344 meters, but it doesn't give you that flood that you get from the Thrunite. So you can see here also that the NiteCore is a little bit thinner. It's also just slightly, you can see the diameter of the lens is also smaller. Let's see if I can get that on camera right there. So the diameter of the lens is also smaller. They both use very similar LEDs. They both have similar technology. Basically what you're looking at is overall performance. Now, the performance is different between the 2 of these in ways that is only comparable, I would say, to somebody who knows exactly what they're looking for in a flashlight. These flashlights to me seem perfect for search and rescue, for basically hunting, for camping, for that outdoor use where you need to see through a large field. So if you're a hunter and you're hunting, let's say late at night or in the twilight times, you're going to want something that has a good throw and a good flood. And you know what? I think that the Thrunite kind of beats the NiteCore in that perspective. Now, like I said, the NiteCore does have a little bit better of a throw, but it's very hard to compare the 2. Now, the one major difference that I noticed was in the actual controls of these 2 flashlights. The NiteCore has a 2-button control system, so it has a power button on the bottom right here, and then it has your modes button, which is just above your power button. So you do have to manipulate these 2 buttons in order to get the flashlight to change modes. The excuse me, the Thrunite on the left here is just 1 button, and it's very easy to actuate. I actually like the fact that you can hold down the Thrunite and it will change modes without lifting your finger. So that does make it nice. You only have to find the button the one time. Now they both have indicators. If I turn the power on this particular one right here, they both have indicators. You can see this one is red, this one is blue. I have to look up what that red indicator is for. It might be low batteries because I've done so much testing on these. You can see this one blinks. This one is red now, but it was blue like I said before. Now both of these, you can stand them up. Okay, we can see the bottom of the flashlights here. This one right here you can stand as well, but for some reason it has this design at the bottom. I'm not sure why that's there on the NiteCore. You know, I'm not sure if that's just aesthetics. It does have a little hole right here so you can put your lanyard through it. But other than that, I like the fact that the entire bottom portion of the Thrunite is flat. And basically that means, let me turn this flashlight off here. That means when you're standing these up, and you can kind of tell right here, the Thrunite stands up perfectly straight, and this one kind of wobbles around, okay? So it does stand up on its own, and yes, you can put it somewhere, but unless it's a perfectly flat spot like my table here, maybe you're sitting it on a rock or you're just trying to lean it up against something, it's definitely not as stable as the Thrunite. So that's just something to consider. It's not a huge deal, but if you're looking at that, you know, that's something you might want to look at. Now, also, I feel that the grip texture on the Thrunite's a little bit nicer because I can get a better grip with this checkered texturing that's, you know, on the flashlight right here. Whereas this one kind of has just this, you can see this horizontal lines. So it does keep your hand kind of from moving up and down. But you know what, when you get your hands wet on this, it's not the same. There is some checkering and some texturing on the back of the flashlight, but that's it. Now, these are both great flashlights. I actually don't have much negative to, you know, anything negative to say, but if I had to choose one, and this is just being completely honest, out of the testing that I did, I like this one better than the NiteCore. I like it better than the NiteCore simply for the fact that I get a larger field, I get almost identical beam, you know, distance and throw. It's a great flashlight. Now, like I said, they're both great flashlights, but you want to know what you're looking for. You want a flashlight for camping, for hiking. That's what this is for. This is not a tactical flashlight by any means. Neither of these flashlights would be considered tactical, but they would definitely be considered, you know, utility flashlights, good utility flashlights. If this is something that you're looking for, they're very inexpensive. Thrunite has great warranties and great customer service. NiteCore, this flashlight is also very nice, but just two different things to look at altogether. This one has it's really hard to explain on camera, but it doesn't feel as sturdy as this one. You guys probably know what I'm talking about when you pick up a flashlight. This one actually feels just kind of has that little extra girth and weight to it, whereas this one, even though it does feel nice, it's not the same. When you hold these in your hand, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the footage. Definitely check this out. It's a great flashlight. Again, we have our Thrunite TN4A on the left and our NiteCore EA41 on the right. I will put links in the description box where you guys can pick this up. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.